Okay, so this recording, I want to go over how to find information about a line given an equation, and then doing some manipulations with that. So this first question we have is for this equation, 6x minus 20 equals 4y, to find the slope, the intercepts, and an additional point on the line. So the first thing we're going to do here is we are going to find the slope. Okay, so to find the slope, you want to get your equation in slope-intercept form, which is this equation here, y equals mx plus b. So if I look at this equation, first of all, the y is over here on the right side. So I'm just going to flip this whole thing here. I'm going to put the 4y over here, and I'm going to put the 6x minus 20 over here. So I'm just going to move it so they switch sides. Nothing changes about the equation because it's not an inequality. All the signs stay the same there. I'm just rewriting it in a way that's familiar. To find the slope, I want to solve for y. So to do that, I have 4 times y. I'm going to do the opposite of times here, and I'm going to divide by 4. So if I divide by 4 on this side, I have to divide by 4 on the other side. And for division, multiplication division, I have to do everything. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 will cancel out. I'll get y equals 6 divided by 4, which is a fraction. I'm going to reduce that. These are both divisible by 2, so 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. 4 divided by 2 will give me 2, and I'm just going to slide the x right there to the middle. And then 20 divided by 4 is 5, and that is a minus sign there. So now my equation is in this form, y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope. So this value right here in front of the x, that's going to be the slope of my line. Okay, the next thing I want to do is find the intercepts. So to find the intercepts, I'm going to plug 0 in for the x and the y one at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug 0 in for my x value. So I'm going to go x equals 0. I'm going to plug that into this original equation here. So 6 times 0 minus 20 equals 4y. Well, 6 times 0 is 0, so that actually just cancels out, and I get negative 20 equals 4y. So really, I can just erase this. And this, I'm just going to divide both sides by 4. I'm going to get negative 5 equals y. So here I get this intercept, this point that is an x value of 0, a y value of negative 5. That is going to be my y-intercept, okay, because the y value is the value that is not 0. Then I'm going to find my x-intercept. So I'm going to plug 0 in for my y value. So I'm going to go 6x minus 20 equals 4 times 0. Okay, 4 times 0 is 0, so this just becomes 0. So I get 6x minus 20 equals 0. So then I just want to go through here and solve for my x value. So I'm going to add a 20 to both sides. That's going to give me 6x. These 20s will cancel. 0 plus 20 will give me 20. And then I will divide both sides by 6. That will give me x equals 20 over 6. These are also reducible by 2. So this will be, let's see, 20 divided by 2 will give me a 10. And 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. So 10 over 3, that's going to be my x value there. So this is going to give me a intercept value. I have to write it up here, where I have an x value, 10 over 3, and a y value of 0. That is my x-intercept. Okay, then the last thing in this part is to find an additional point on the line. So I want to find an additional point on the line. I can do that a number of ways. I want to, I'll show you algebraically, and then we'll also do this making a graph. So let's first do this algebraically. So I have this line here, 6x minus 20 equals 4y. So if you want to find another point on the line, you can just pick a number to plug in for an x value and then find what that y value is. So let's just say we pick the x value 1. Plug that in. So 6 times 1 minus 20 equals 4y. So that gives you 6 minus 20, which, let's see, 6 minus 20 is going to give us a negative 14 equals 4y, and then solve for y. So divide by 4, and that gives you negative 14 over 4. Both of those are divisible by 2. Negative 14 divided by 2, negative 7. 4 divided by 2, 2. So there you have an x value of 1 and a y value negative 7 over 2. So there's another point on the line. So that's how you could do this algebraically. Another thing you could do is you could graph this. So I am going to pull up a graphing tool, bring it into the recording area. Let's see here. Okay, so I will type the equation in, 6x minus 20 equals 4y, and my equation is graphed. So I can take a look here, and I can find another point on the line. It looks like I have a point 2, negative 2, when I look at this. And a way that I can confirm, based on my graph, is I can click here on this Edit List button, and then I can do, will it let me do the table on this one? I don't think it will, actually. I think we might have to actually put this in slope-intercept form, then maybe it'll let me do the table. Let's take a look. So if we do y equals, so just putting it in the different form, and I think that was 3 over 2, yeah, 3 over 2 x minus 5. Okay, same line, just put it in a different form. Now it will. So now if you put it y equals, then it will allow you to convert to a table. So if you want to see the table of values, you want to put it in the slope-intercept form. Click this, and that gives you your points. So you have the point negative 2, 8 that you could put in. You have negative 1, 6.5, 1, negative 3.5. That was that 7 over 2 we found in the earlier example. 2, negative 2. Those are all additional points on the line. Okay, now we're going to move on to part 2. So part 2 says, determine values for two variables, A and B, where A is the number of letters in your first name and B is your birth month. Using these values, create two data points. Okay, so my first name has 6 letters. So I'm going to say that A equals 6. And I was born in August, so B is going to be August, which is the 8th month of the year. So now I have my A and my B, and I'm going to create those points. So I have 0A, so I'm going to have the first point of 0, 6. And then I am going to have negative AB, so negative A, so negative 6, and then B is 8. So I have my 2 points. And that's all we're doing for part 2. So we have these 2 points, and then this is going to go into 3 and 4. So number 3 says create an equation of a line perpendicular to the given line passing through the point 0A. So we all might have different given lines. So I'm just going to pick a line here to use. We're going to use the line y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay, so here's my given line, and I want to pass through this point 0A. So for me, that's that point 0, 6. So that's the point I'm going to be using here. Okay, so I want to create the equation of a line perpendicular to this line. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to find the slope of this line. That's the value in front of of x, which is going to be negative 2. So the slope of the given line, so we're going to say m1, so slope of line 1, is negative 2. To find the perpendicular slope, I want the opposite reciprocal. So my slope of a perpendicular line, I want it to be opposite sign, so this is going to be positive, and then the reciprocal means that if this were a fraction, I would flip it. So making this into a fraction, it becomes negative 2 over 1, then I'm going to flip it, 1/2. So the slope of the line perpendicular to this line is positive 1/2. So now I have a slope of a line perpendicular, 1/2, and I have a point. So I'm going to use point slope form of a line, which is this formula here. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. My m is positive 1/2. This 0, 6 is my x1 and my y1. I'm going to plug all of these in. and then I'm going to find the equation of my line. So I'm going to go y minus my y1, 6. M is going to be this 1/2. And then x minus my x1, 0. Then I'm going to work this out to solve for y. So I'm going to go 1/2 times x, 1/2 x, 1/2 times 0, 0. I don't even need that there. Then y minus 6 comes down. And then I'm going to move this minus 6 over to the other side. So it's going to come over here. I'm going to get the equation of the line perpendicular is y equals 1/2 x plus 6. Then step 4 says to create an equation of a line parallel to the given line using the point negative a, b. So now I'm using this point here, negative 6, 8. And I want a parallel line. So if I go back up to part 3, I have my given slope is negative 2, which means the parallel slope is also going to be negative 2 because parallel lines are just going to have the same slope. So I'm going to use an m of negative 2, an x1 of negative 6, and a y1 of 8. I'm going to go y minus y1, 8, equals m, negative 2, then x minus x1, negative 6. This double negative here will turn into a plus sign. Then I will solve for y. So I will distribute the negative 2, negative 2x, negative 2 times 6, negative 12. Bring down the y minus 8, and then I'll isolate y. I'll add the 8 to both sides. I need to add it to the negative 12 because they are like terms. Cancel these out. I get y equals negative 2x, negative 12 plus 8, minus 4. So there's the equation of the line parallel. And that covers everything for this topic.